But the reality is training takes place anytime you have interaction, or the potential for that training takes place anytime you have an interactivity with an individual.
Today's Clean Tip is brought to you by the Clean Buildings Conference, a premier educational conference and product expo for BSCs and facility cleaning managers. For more information about the 2024 Clean Buildings Conference and to register, visit cleanbuildingsconference.com.
So from your perspective, a cleaning consultant, what are some of the most overlooked components of a successful in-house custodial training program?
Well, I think some of them go into the design. One thing that kind of catches my eye is not involving the staff in it to think what they need. It's kind of like, doing it to them instead of doing it with them. I think you get better participation, and even involving the students in helping conduct the class. You've always got somebody that's really good at something, and bring them up, get them involved in it, whether you record it or have them just talk or support them in the process of doing it. One of the other things too that I thought was a piece that's missed a lot of times. We think about training and we always think about butts in the chairs, but the reality is training takes place anytime you have interaction, or the potential for that training takes place anytime you have an interactivity with an individual. And the last thing that we often leave out is the follow-up. We do the class and go, okay, we're over. You guys all know this, go to work. But really, if you want the most effectiveness part of it, there's some what they call neuroscience or brain science, that if you repeat something 3 different times in a short period of time and get the individual to give you feedback about it, then the mind automatically recognizes that as being more important. And so getting that follow-up, like if you did a huddle and talked about some safety issue like fire extinguishers, then the next day or even that day after the huddle, when you're up on the floor running into people or in the areas or on the phone, hey, we talked about fire extinguishers. Where's the fire extinguisher at on your floor? Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's over by the elevator. Good. The next day, we talked about that fire extinguisher over by the elevator. What kind was that? Did you happen to notice? No, why don't you look and then text me and tell me what it is? And if you do that kind of thing on every subject, the stuff sinks in, and and that's what training is all about, really, is retention, basically, getting them to remember it when they need it. So those are some elements that I think are real important. Yeah, well, I think one of the things you talked about too is you asked about what kind of training is most effective. Sure. And I'll be honest with you, my experience has been really the interactive part, because if you look at, they say these days, it used to be, if you could hold people's attention for 15 minutes, which was about how long you had watching TV before you turned it off or went to the bathroom, or changed channels, that's gone down to about 7 seconds now, because that's about how long it takes to hit the delete button on an email subject matter line, So you really got to have people involved, because if you don't have them involved in the training, in some interaction part, then they mentally control when they leave the room. I got 15 bathrooms. How long are they going to talk about this safety stuff? I've heard this 40 times before.